Salute our military and salute Israel for going on this major fight without the United States of America. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 16th. And what's going on, everybody? Well, obviously it is military week. If you haven't noticed during Major League Baseball, I'm wearing the camouflage stuff, but we should always salute the military because think about it. Those guys give their lives up for us every single day. Okay? Very much like the rest of the civil servants, but, they are in battle zones often, and I always salute you, and I thank you. Okay? In the meantime, the first part of Bubba's Bottom Line will be brought to you by our friends and partners at Family Farms. They are an unbelievable organization who has the same interests aligned with us, which is to help our farmers do what's best with the money and how to protect their farms so that they don't run into issues. And of course, I can't wait for the July event, but certainly Family Farms, what a place, what an operation. And again, they're great partners and I can't wait to see everybody. In the meantime, okay, we've got obviously dramatic action in Israel. And of course, this administration wants nothing to do with it. And, this is, I don't quite understand how we can leave Israel deserted, as they're not our biggest ally, but I would say they're our best and the smartest. And I think what's really going to happen here is you're going to see some major stuff happen. I think that they've got pushed to a point of no return. And I think you will see some major action there over the weekend, tonight, tomorrow, and, over the next few days, because they're not going to stand for it. And I can tell you this, I have a number of friends in Israel that I've heard from, and bomb shelters every 10 minutes. The bombs are bursting in air. Okay, and it's about time for Israel to take them all out. Okay, that's my opinion, and I hope that they get it done. Okay, because they are fighting a massive fight with no help from President Biden, Kamala Harris, and the rest of the administration, who has turned their backs on one of their allies, which is really not a major surprise. Okay, so Israel, go get them. Okay, in the meantime, obviously, big news in COVID. There is many places no more masks. Okay, in Las Vegas, they have taken down all of the partitions, and they're opening 100% on June 1st. If you ask me, I lived there part-time. They've been open 100% for quite a while. But officially, it is June 1st, and they'll be opening up. But there is no more partitions, at least at the hotels that I know about. Okay? And nothing makes it better because, playing with a partition is like playing by yourself. In the meantime, obviously we've made some dramatic strides, which was not a surprise. Okay, we knew this was going to be the result because, of course, the past president left everything set up as it should have been, ready to rock and roll. Okay, but we still have many of the same problems, and one is, of course, getting people off their lazy ass and going out to get a job. Okay, there are so many jobs available. In fact, Amazon is hiring 17,000 people, okay, at $17 an hour with a $1,000 signing bonus. But of course, I'm sure they'll have trouble getting filled because if you haven't read some of the stories, basically, people are getting paid $15 an hour to sit home and do nothing, tax-free. Now, I don't know about you, but I am sick of the stimulus package. I am sick about what's going on to this country in general. And we are seeing the destruction of a great America. All right. We've got things happening here that shouldn't happen anywhere. And it's being allowed to continue. And all that's really going to happen is that the illegals that they're letting in at record numbers will replace the jobs because these companies are going to hire them. And when it comes time and the stimulus runs out, they won't have jobs to go to, which would serve them right. And I will say this, okay, and I am very happy to announce that 16 states so far have stopped the federal rate, okay? 16 and counting, okay? It's going up every day. Now, you can bet which side of the aisle the states that have stopped the Fed benefits are on, but I'll leave it up to your imagination, okay? But I couldn't be happier because, again, as I said on RTTV months and months and months ago, before any of this was even thought of, we don't need this universal income crap. Get a job. That's what you need to do. For the people that really cannot work, yes, I'm all for it. Help them. But, to have the ability to sit home and watch these unions and these teachers' unions destroy another generation of children is the saddest of it all. Okay, because we've got, of course, Kamala Harris bitching about unions that we're cutting out the employee. Well, maybe we should just cut out the unions. The unions at this point in time have less than zero value. They continue to get heavy fees, make huge money. The employees still don't get the benefit. Okay, we are past that stage. Okay, we don't need unionized companies because the dues are killers for most. Okay, so again, everybody's got their opinions, and that happens to be mine. Okay, but it is interesting how much you hear of the hatred and the pounding on capitalism and capitalists, and all I can say is this: the 99% should be thanking the 1%. Because the 1% create the jobs, create the money. And yeah, they're making lots of money as well. But they do create the opportunity and allow us to have the same opportunity that they have. Nobody got given, Amazon, Bezos started in a garage, almost went broke. Steve Jobs, same thing. A Dell computer, same thing. So, you build an empire, God bless you. Okay, that is the beauty of America. And interestingly enough, okay, my son, who has friends all over the world, and talked to one of his friends who's in deployment in Ukraine, and people still can't wait to come to this country. Okay, so this is still the greatest country in the world. In spite of our problems, we will overcome and persevere. We will hopefully be able to fix the damage being done today, which is reprehensible of what they're doing here. Okay, it is you've got a $2 trillion infrastructure stimulus package that only $700 billion is going for the infrastructure. So we know, they call it the sausage making in Washington. What is all the crap that is inside this infrastructure package? This is what pains me to no end. And this is with all three branches of government being controlled by the left. Okay? And there's still crap in those bills. Why? Okay, I hope they don't pass it because, again, we cannot continue to print money at these numbers, okay, and actually survive, especially with an imbecilic Fed that refuses to identify with inflation, which they're calling transitory still. Now, I don't know if you saw the CPI number the other day, but it was about as hot as it could be, which tells us that not only is inflation here, but if we don't do something about it, which means raise rates, and the bond traders are telling you they're going to get the Fed to raise rates, okay, and slow this thing down, you will have hyperinflation like you have never seen, okay, and then what are you going to do, okay? Again, we always are sometimes so short-sighted, okay, that we don't get the bigger picture of what's going to happen if something is not taken care of now, okay? So, you know, the pipeline hack, we all, obviously many on the East Coast, suffered through that. And of course, our president said, well, it's the private company, it's not our problem. Well, it is our problem, because the first thing is to have a hack like that and have to pay the ransom. It says something about the country in general. Okay, now this is not a Biden fault. His statement is ridiculous, but you know, why are we not more prepared for these things? You know, we have enough to print trillions and trillions of dollars to give it away for nothing for those who don't want to work, but to take care of, you know, you don't think they can get the grid? Okay, you know, there is so much danger out there. Why are we not investing the dollars and paying people that are smarter? Because listen, the United States still has the smartest people in the world, and could still be prepared and ahead of this. But of course, we're behind because, of course, you do have an attitude like, again, President Biden now says, well, it's not our problem. Okay, so is it not our problem? Well, I don't know. I would call it a pretty big serious problem. Okay, especially when you think about what else they can potentially hack into going forward. Okay, so I think maybe the infrastructure stimulus and the $1 trillion that they're stealing out of it, maybe that should go to better security, better cyber security, so that we don't have this happening again. Okay. Again, to me, if you ask me, it is a total joke. Okay, that this country could be put out of business. Okay, by some hackers demanding a ransom. Amazing. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, US 30 drag strip on May the 16th. And of course, our other sponsors of our show, we've got a couple of brokerage partners that sponsors, but also we back. And again, we have other brokers. I've got probably 7 equity and 5 futures brokers, but the ones I prefer and the ones I use CTG, the CTG group, okay, for futures and commodities. They are the only authorized vendor of our letter of direction trading. They do a great job. They take care of business. They've got the best. There's customer service is second to none. Okay, they take care of business, and you get a problem, they answer the phone. Or there's no voicemail jail there. Okay, and they've got some brand new managed futures products that they're coming out with. So overall, they're great. You want more information? Go to info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, Tradier, which is again on par on the equity and option side. I mean, they're $10 a month. How in the heck can you pass that up? I mean, I save 6 figures a year by using them from commissions. Okay, but in the meantime, not only do they have great customer service and they're $10 a month, but we have their APIs. And we have the ability, if you want to, and that is entirely up to you, to automate all of our portfolio models on the equity side. Okay, our hedging models. Now again, you don't have to. You can broker anywhere you want. But if you want to have automation and you want it for free because it's part of your membership, then you can use Tradier and you can get the automation you want. And someday, soon, we'll be able to do automation worldwide with one other partner. But we'll get to that when it actually happens. And of course, our commodities report written by Andy Heck. I mean, every time I read it, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, he is on top of that market as best as anybody. If you're in commodities, whether gold, silver, whether it be grains, any part of the commodity space, here's a guy 40 years in the industry who traded not only futures, but also traded physical, traveled worldwide, okay, and has been, for the last number of years, the top author at Seeking Alpha and now at Bar Charts. I mean, it's called Technomentals at BubbaTrading.com. $129 a month for the whole kit and caboodle, or you can buy the components. Technomental, got to check it out. And of course, our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That is patreon.com/Bubba Trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and of course, our market report. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 16th. And, well, it was a very interesting week, and it was a bad week, okay, for us. Okay, you know, we tell it like it is, good or bad. We're not going to hide, okay, and we're not going to go run in a corner, okay. It was a bad week, okay, and we'll see. We actually were long and cruising along, and of course, the big sell-off started to come. And of course, we then got reversed out and are short, and we will be reversing back the S&P on tonight or tomorrow. That'll be, depending on when you do it. But overall, we will still be pretty short the market. Okay, and of course, we'll be reversing sugar tomorrow, or in the middle of the night because they open, I think, at 3 a.m. Okay, so, but again, we will be reversing sugar as well. But overall, most things did fine. But of course, the huge rally being short the equities, as we said in our updates, was very painful. Okay, again, I can't sugarcoat the facts. Okay, so we are short across the board, and we will still pretty much be there coming into into tomorrow, Monday, and of course, at least until Tuesday. But I do think it's tax day, and I do think it's the right side. And again, I won't fight the algorithm. Whatever the algorithm tells me to do, I'm going to do. Okay, but I do think hopefully we'll survive here, before reversing, because I do think this is the right side right now. I do think you're seeing a lot of reasons to believe, and that would lead me back to the bond markets where I mentioned earlier. Bonds continue to be weak. Now we're long bonds right now and notes, but they're weak, and I'm thinking we'll be reversing pretty quickly here. But the bonds going up, okay, which is not where they're going. They're actually going down, okay. But they've been relatively stagnant or flat. But you're starting to see the bond traders, which is the biggest market in the world by 10 times at least, pushing hard against the Fed again. And they're the one market that can actually compete and pressure the Fed. And I think they will win out because the overwhelming demand for money suggests that the Fed funds rate can be higher, the interest rate can be higher, and then, of course, the banks are happier. Of course, right now they're pretty happy because they're still borrowing at zero, but rates are going up at that end. In the meantime, we are still long bonds and notes. The metals, it was a kind of a murky, flat week last week. Gold was slightly higher, which we're long. Silver was marginally lower, which we're still long. Platinum, which we don't trade anymore because of its liquidity, but we would still be long that as well. And I think they're setting up very well for a very, very big rally. Okay, I think the fact of that Elon Musk, now what he's doing, listen, I think he's probably one of the smartest guys in the world. Okay, if not the smartest. But he was in Bitcoin. He got out, made a fortune, and now he's in that Dogecoin or Doggy Coin. Okay, and the Doggy Coin, it could be real. I don't know. I heard an interview about what they're doing. It looks like they're buying some coins and creating almost a massive fund coin. But in the meantime, he got out supposedly because of the environment, or maybe he said that Tesla will no longer take it because he wants to buy it again. Because Bitcoin did get clobbered last week a little bit. And the Bitcoin micros, which are not quite liquid enough to be actively traded, but they're getting closer. So keep an eye on that, and we will get there. And of course, we do cover the crypto space. And as we get more things to trade, and there's a new ETF that just came out as well, BITQ in crypto. So we will be covering it more and actually adding it to our portfolios once they become very liquid. So in the meantime, Bitcoin and got clobbered, but Ethereum held up very well. And obviously, there's 9,500 right now. They keep going up because they keep being created. But crude was pretty flat, but flat towards the upper end, and looks like it's getting ready to break out. And again, as I say all the time, you give the criminals the keys, they're going to push, and you're going to see some real nasty action, I think. Okay. Now, it was interesting, though, that it did not go crazy during the pipeline shutdown. But, of course, I think you're seeing at these levels, I think that OPEC is happy for now, and they will squeeze it up slowly. Okay. And listen, remember, we are starting to open. Things are opening more and more and more. In fact, traffic sucks. So we're back to traffic sucks. Okay. Natural gas, we're still long, and it continues to try to push. Some of the contracts are over $3 now, and of course, obviously, energy demand. And as we, obviously, it's only May, but before you know it, it'll be wintertime again. So, again, it's unusual for it to be this strong at this time of year, but it is. Copper, started out the weekend house on fire, okay, and was rolling along before falling the last couple of days. But yes, it was lower on the week, but it is still strong. And it still looks like you're going to see a $5 handle in copper. And of course, we're still long. The dollar remains weak. Although it was slightly higher for the week, it really only just bounced off of 91. It just stuck between 91 and 91.50 right now. But if I were to guess, I'm going to say we're going to see 88. Not this week, but again, we're going to see 88. I think it's headed in that direction, no matter what the administration says that they want a strong dollar, because you can see they obviously don't want a strong dollar at the rate that they're printing money. Okay, when we look at the grain markets, Eigavolt. So, anyways, so we reversed corn and wheat. We are short both, and boy, did corn take a beating? Now, again, I still think personally, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, but again, I'm going to follow the algorithms as I tell you. Okay. But the selling was furious, heavy and furious, and the expanded limits came into play, which was 40 cents. They were down on Thursday, and then Friday they were up, and then they got clobbered and reversed again in wheat. So we're still long soybeans. Okay, so again, I don't argue with it. I do like, but I like the grain markets in general. I think we're going higher, but I would, again, be careful, and I am right now short. Okay. In the meats, feeder cattle popped a little bit, which is, consistent with corn going down. But remember, forget about correlations, because correlations will only lead you to trouble eventually. They don't have to correlate every day. Eventually they correlate. But we're long anyways. The fat cattle or live cattle were long. It did not have a good week. It did not look very good. And hogs had their first down week in a while, but we're still long there as well. Again, I think everything looks really good. I think the agricultural space in general looks really good. I think it's going to be a big second half of the year for farmers, and I couldn't be happier for them. And of course, as we look into the softs, cotton, we're short, and it's headed south. Coffee, we're long, and it's been good. I mean, a couple of slow grind down the last couple of days, but good. We're going to reverse sugar, as I told you, so we're going to be short sugar. Cocoa, we're long, and it's been moving along nicely. And OJ, we're long, which has been moving along nicely. So, the picture is, we'll see. A lot will be told tomorrow and Tuesday. Early in the week, we should get a pretty good feel for what's going on. You do have tax day tomorrow. Monies will be mailed in or be coming out of your accounts, depending on how you do it. Never a happy day when they take my money. But again, that's the beauty of also being an American, that you can have a free country if you pay your taxes and take care of business. And again, the crypto space, obviously creating more concerns, but I do think that it's going to be, and I'm very excited about some of the new prospects of things coming out, because obviously if I can get regulated products that we can trade, we're going to trade them. So it'll be very exciting overall. So in the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. This is Sunday, May the 16th. We're going to step out here for a break and come back with our my final commentary. You got to hear what I'm thinking. So we'll be back right after the break. Bubba's Bottom Line. So kids, again, as I always tell you, I have many different brokers. Okay. And I have accounts at a lot of different places. All the three major ones everybody knows, and some of the others, but the one I prefer is for equities and options is Trader. Look, it's $10 a month. Okay, that I don't need to say any more, do I? But if I do, they've got terrific customer service. Listen, all brokers have down or outages occasionally, but Trader is the one that will get back to you immediately, and others that I have used did not. And again, there's nothing more frustrating than to be without service and not know what your position is either. So again, and on top of all that, besides that, we have their APIs, which allows us to automate our portfolio models and our hedging, which at no additional cost to you if you choose to go with Trader. If you don't, hey, no big deal. You can still use the software. You just can't get it, you can't get it to automate for you, but that's always up to you. And of course, our futures and commodities brokers, CTG Group, they are by far the number one broker I've ever dealt with. Okay. And since I've been doing this for 43 years, there's been a number of them. But look, they got a terrific customer service. Okay. They answer the phone. They're the only ones authorized to do our letter of direction trading. They've got some brand new managed products coming out. Check them out. info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, the commodity report, Andy Hecht. What can I tell you? Okay, there is nothing finer than Technomental. Check it out. Go to BubbaTrading.com. Okay, Technomental, it's $129 a month, or you can buy individual components. And of course, our partnership with Family Farms. What great people. And again, our interests are aligned to take care of our friends, the farmers, and make sure they're always in good shape financially from what they can do to protect themselves. And of course, our high school program, if you'd like to help us out, it's at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. It's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my commentary. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, the 16th of May. And again, it is Military Week. We do salute our military. We always salute our military, as you know. But obviously, this is a week identified for you as well. So I salute you all, and I thank you for your service because, again, it is because of you we get to have our lives the way that we have them. And whether they're good or bad, there is still no place like the good United States of America. No matter how upset I can be about anything, there ain't no place like home. Me and Dorothy. In the meantime, okay, this is to me a problem. And, some of you may give me hate mail. Hey, go for it. This transgender crap is really starting to piss me off. Okay. Now, look, you want to be transgender? I got no problem. Whatever. Black, yellow, green, gray, transgender, gay, LGBTQT, whatever you want. Great. Okay. But I have to draw the line when transgender males that were males that want to become females, and then they want to compete in female sports. I believe that is the most disgraceful thing ever, and it creates such an unfair advantage to the women that have worked their whole lives to get to those professional sports. And we all know that some people would claim transgender just to get a paycheck or get into professional sports. Okay. And, I think that is a tragedy that we're allowing that to happen. Like I said, you want to be transgender? I have no problem. Okay. You want to get a sex change? I got no problem. But when you want to compete unfairly in a sport against somebody that you have a distinct advantage against to begin with, okay, where does that become fair? Okay. Why would we ever allow that? Okay. To me, that is the most ludicrous, hypocritical thing we could possibly ever see in this country. And if you let it go, then you're just stupid, because it changes the playing field, and the playing field is no longer fair. Okay? So not only do you want to strip history and you want to strip everything else, you want to now give transgender males that want to be females the right to go compete against women in women's sports. Not in my world, I hope. That would be a tragedy. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 16th, and as always, I thank you for watching. I thank you for participating. I thank you for always all your questions or your hate mail. Either one, it's all good. Okay, and again, let's salute the military. You should always salute the military every day. But again, this is a weekend identifier for them, so make sure when you see them, you salute them. But to all, have a great weekend. As always, I thank you. We'll see you back here, tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. But, of course, the market's open tonight. We'll see what they look like. And, of course, we'll see more of what goes on tomorrow. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later. Bubba's Bottom Line.